My name's Jay Unwin and I am a mental and physical fitness coach, speaker and author. And I help people level up their daily habits and routines so that they can live a happier, more balanced life with more energy and more vitality. So what is fitness? Everyone seems to have their own definition of what fitness is. And usually it's something around the idea of cardiovascular fitness, being able to run a certain distance or to be able to do something physically, especially with that cardiovascular, that heart health, that lung health, not running out of puff when you go for a walk, that kind of thing. But actually there's a lot more to it than that. And I wanted to share with you guys what my definition of fitness is. When I talk about fitness, and I talk about it a lot, it is what I do. This is what I'm talking about. And it's a very simple one sentence thing, easy to remember. Fitness is your ability to cope with and recover from stress. That's it. It's a very, very simple concept. Fitness is your ability to cope with and recover from stress, which means that physical fitness is your ability to cope with and recover from physical stress, and your mental fitness is your ability to cope with and recover from mental stress. So physical stress could be something like running a marathon, or it could be something more everyday like climbing a flight of stairs. And your fitness is your ability to cope with and recover from that demand, that physical demand on your body. And each individual person will be at a different stage. They will have different goals. They will have different necessities. They will have different levels of physical stress in their life, and therefore different levels of physical fitness would be needed to cope with and recover from those stresses. Not everyone is going to be going and running a marathon, but a lot of people will have some form of physical stress. It can also come down to things like becoming unwell. That is a physical stress on the body. It's a physical stress on the body to become unwell or to have an infection or to have an injury. So your fitness can be your ability to cope with and recover from that. Now, on the mental stress side of things, your ability to cope with and recover from mental stress. Now, mental stress could be any number of things. It can be at the moment, having the kids off school and having to deal with that every day. So parenting, there's a lot of mental stress involved with that. It could be relationships, it could be work. There's all kinds of mental stresses that we're under. And again, different stresses for different people. We've all got different obstacles to deal with. We've all got different challenges to deal with. However, we will all have some kind of stress. The type will vary, the severity will vary, but we will all be under some kind of stress. And this is why fitness is so important. Because if fitness is your ability to cope with and recover from stress, and that stress is not going away, and we're always going to be under some form of stress, then if we aren't working on our fitness, if we aren't developing our ability to cope with and recover from that stress, then we are going to flounder. We're going to drown. We're going to become overwhelmed by the levels of stress, because it will just keep piling up and piling up and piling up because we're unable to cope with it and we're unable to recover. And the way that we work on our physical fitness and our mental fitness is very similar. It's by exposing ourselves to a level of stress slightly outside what we can cope with easily, so that our bodies, our minds can adapt to that stress. So it needs to be outside what we're comfortable doing, because if we do a workout that's easy, we will not get any fitter, we will not get any stronger physically. So in terms of your mental fitness, it's the same thing. If you are not outside your comfort zone, you're not going to get any fitter mentally. So it has to be something that is difficult. It has to challenge you, either on a physical level or a mental level. And then there has to be a period of rest and recovery in order for you to grow and develop and adapt to that. It's no good being under constant physical stress. You won't get any fitter and stronger if you never leave the gym or if you never get out of the swimming pool. All that will happen is you will become unwell, you will become injured. And the same thing goes for your mental fitness. You have to allow yourself periods of recovery. You have to allow yourself periods of rest in order to adapt to the stimulus that you've put your body and your mind under. So hopefully this gives you a bit of an insight into what I mean when I talk about fitness. There's a lot more to it. This was just a snapshot into my definition. And when I'm talking about fitness, this is what I mean. So it's really key that you understand this. And I think it is a very, very valuable definition because it's very simple, it's easy to understand, and it encompasses a lot more than the obvious fitness that we always hear about from the fitness industry and the idea of fitness that we've had growing up. It covers so much more than that. It becomes much more holistic. It becomes much more all-encompassing. It becomes much more about your well-being on so many more levels than just the being able to run a mile in a decent time. So hopefully this makes sense to you. If it does, please share it around whatever platform you're listening to this on, whatever platform you're watching this on. If you want to share this around with people so that they get a more holistic understanding of what fitness really means, then that would be absolutely fantastic. Don't forget to drop me some likes, drop me some comments. Like I said, share it around, subscribe to the channels, and I will see you all again next week for the next episode of Fit Body, Fit Mind.